What's up, nerds? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I will be reviewing the Neca TMNT cartoon Rat King and Vernon 2-pack. And it looks great. You see the two figures and the illustrations of those two figures. Now let's look at the box in more detail. And here we have is the box. It looks pretty good. Has the Rat King, you can see his straps and his cams. It looks great. And then the rats and the camera for Vernon. Then you could basically change his head, basically his appearance, to a rat-like, like in the show. Looks pretty great. Illustrations of Rat King and an illustration of Vernon. Pretty good. And it says Nickelodeon and Rat King and Vernon versus Vernon. So yeah, on the side it's Vernon smiling, holding the camera. Nickelodeon and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that is the figure. Right there it says Nickelodeon, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Rat King versus Vernon. Looks cool. Then here's the stuff about the turtles, if you want to read it. And then it says collect them all. This is way more, because usually you have 3, but now we have 5. But then you have Zark and Zork, Trag and Granitor, and Splinter versus Spectre Stockman, and a Triceratops Infantryman, and Rodney Roadkills, and then the Krang, basically, which we have right here. And then, yeah, looks pretty great. And then we have the figures posing together. Looks cool. On the other side, it says Nickelodeon and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with Rat King. And then up there, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Nickelodeon, Warning, Choking Hazard. Down here's people that worked on the box, and then here's all of it. I did get this on Amazon for $50, basically, and it looks nice. It's a good figure, so now let's open it.
And here I have are the figures outside the box. But before we review the figures, let's review the background that comes in the box. And it's just a screenshot of the sewers. You got a tunnel leading into the sewers, and then you got a ladder heading up to the highway. Nothing really special. We saw it with the April and Foot Soldier 2-pack, so we've seen it before. So now let's review Vernon and then Rat King. Okay, for Vernon's head movement, he can look up that much and then down that much. Swivel that way and then another swivel that way. He does have a ball joint on his neck, so you could swap out his accessories, which is a alternate head, but we'll talk about that later. His shoulders go up that high, and then he has a double jointed elbow with an up and down wrist movement. Same thing on the other side. You have the shoulder goes up that high with a up and down elbow movement, and then a up and down wrist movement as well. He doesn't really move. He moves somewhat at the waist, and then he could lean back that far and then that far. I do like that Neca did kind of put his stomach there, so when you lift it up you don't see a peg in there moving it and stuff. So I do like how Neca kind of made his stomach kind of. And then he has a thigh swivel with double jointed knees and up and down ankle movement as well. Same thing here, thigh swivel with double jointed knees and then an up and down ankle movement, and looks good. This figure does have cell shading, which is alright, really, nothing really special. And then yeah, he got a nice movable tie, nice details on the outfit too, like lines for the creases of the shirt and jeans too. His shoes are also kind of detailed with the laces and then different, and the sole of the shoe as well. So yeah, I do like the detail on the shoes. And then he's got a pocket here kind of, and then yeah. So yeah, I do like the lines on it to show the layering of the shirt too. So yeah, that is pretty nice. His face detail looks pretty good as well. His nice wavy hair is kind of bumpy here, so you could feel it's actually layered. And then yeah, that's a nice smirk that he has, oh, I'm gonna steal the news report from April, like he does in the show. And now let's review Rat King. Rat King's head movement, he could look up that high and down that low. His head swivels right to left, isn't that bad either. His shoulder goes up that much. He has a bicep swivel and double jointed elbows with up and down wrist movement as well. Same thing on the other side. His shoulder goes up that high, bicep swivel here too, and then double jointed elbows and up and down wrist movements. He has a torso, kind of ball joint on the torso, so you could have him lean back, which he can't really, but he could lean pretty far so he could look at his rats. And then he also has thigh swivel and a double jointed knees with up and down ankle movement. Same thing here. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees. Apparently that one's kind of stuck. And then up and down ankle movement as well. So yeah, it looks pretty great. I do like the stitches on this figure as well. They're done so good. This figure does have self shading, and more I get self shading, more it's not big of a deal that Neca does it. In fact, it's kind of grown on me, really, like not in a bad way or a good way. If there's a figure with cell shading, it doesn't really bother me. And then you got bandages all around. You got bandages on his kind of forearm and wrists, and then you just have one on the wrist here, and then he has some over his torso and waist here. Looks like mine's kind of got scraped, and there's like kind of like a pink color under the yellow bandages. So yeah, there's a bandage under his or by his neck, and he has green bandages over his face, and then he has kind of yellowy orange hair. Yeah, not that bad though. And then he just got brown bandages on his thighs and calves and ankles, really, and then grays on his foot. And I do like how they did bandages. It's kind of like lumped, so it's like different layers on each one, which is good. You could also see they're tied up as well. So I do like how Neca did do that, and it's not just like one circle like this one apparently. But anyways, this looks like a cool figure, and it has a bunch of details on the clothes too. Like I said before, the stitches are good, and they're also layered, so each one's kind of molded on there, which is pretty nice as well. Rat King could kick this high, and so yeah, not that bad either. So yeah, pretty cool figure. And then he has a menacing face kind of on trying to mutate Vernon, and then Vernon could kick this high, really, and so not that high. It looks like I have like there we go, like something like that. But anyways, looks like a great figures too. So now let's review the accessories that these figures come with. For Vernon, he comes with a channel 6 camera, which is a bigger version than what April came with. Both Aprils came in her ultimate pack, and also the one with the damaged foot soldier as well. And nothing really special about this camera, really, but I do like the details on it. Like, you got the movable hand position for the grip on it. You got channel 6 logo there. You got a nice screen there so you can see it. Then you got the actual kind of camera, and then more of the cameras here too. And then looks like you could like rest it on his shoulders here, and it's kind of bumpy here too, so I do like that. And then you got black and white patterns on top of the screen. You got red dot. You also have a red arrow, probably to put the tape in. And then you got this thing, be careful it does not move, so if you break it, you probably have to super glue it or something. And then you got a handle for the camera too. So yeah, it looks pretty great. You got more details here, so yeah, this is a pretty kind of detailed camera, and I do like how they put some white reflections on the camera lenses, so it shows that like light's kind of on the camera. So yeah, I do like how Neca did do that. And now for more accessories for Vernon, he came with 3 alternate hands. He has 2 kind of spread out hands, like he's shocked or something. Not really like karate chopping, or just, yeah. But anyway, so it looks great. I do like how they put fingernails on him, but nothing really else. Like you could also see where his knuckles are as well, and you could kind of see the hand pattern on like creases in his hands, and then like the Yeah, and the hand patterns as well, and I do like that too. And then you can see some of his knuckles there too. He does have up and down wrist movements. Same thing for this one. You could also see it has the same details in the knuckles, the fingernails indents kind of, and then you also have the knuckle indents like you have on your fingers, and then some of the patterns on the palm too of the, yeah, of the handprint basically. So yeah, this looks like cool, nice hand, and then it's up and down for the not ankle, wrist movements. And then he has a pointer finger, so he could point at the foot soldier or shredder, or tell April where to stand or something. You could use them to point. And then pretty nice, you see finger indents from him moving his finger. You also have fingernail indents as well on the finger and thumb, and same thing really, and you got knuckle lumps there, and then up and down ankle movements too. I'll bump the camera. Then he also comes with an alternate person, a were rat, I believe that's what it's called. So he comes with an alternate rat head. So you could, if you have the Channel 6 4-pack, then you could have the rat Irma, and then rat Vernon running away from Cat April. But anyways, so this looks like a nice alternate head. And then I do like how they kind of kept the hair the same too. He has pointy ears. He has a movable mouth too, and the mouth is detailed. You got a different colored tongue than what the actual mouth is. He has kind of two buck teeth, and then his neck also moves as well, so he can do that. He can also look up pretty high as well, and then not really necessarily down either, but I do like the details and whiskers and on the snout really, and the lumps on his nose too. So yeah, it looks pretty cool. Then he has comes with 4 different forearms for the figure as well, so he could be more of a were rat. And nothing really special, but I do like how they put the fur patterns kind of on the figures too, so that's pretty nice. And then up and down ankle movement. He has black fingernail claws, so he could scratch his way out of things. So yeah, looks pretty nice really. So yeah, nothing too much there. Up and down wrist movement for this. So yeah, looks pretty cool. So now let's review the Rat King's accessories. And Rat King comes with 3 alternate hands. He has 2 grabbing hands, so he could grab the scepter or he could grab one of his rats. I do like the detail on where his suit's kind of drawn on here, so it matches the hands. That is pretty nice. The hinges move up and down. Same thing for this one. This one has a tighter grip, so you could actually hold the scepter that this thing comes with, and it goes up and down as well. And then the second one is dropped it. Oh my goodness. The second one, or the third hand, you have a pointing hand, so you could have him point to Vernon, and then Vernon can point to him since he comes with a pointing hand. But anyway, so same thing here. You got the bandage or the suit on the hand, which is nice. You can see the finger indents on his finger, and fingernails too, indents, you know that's there. So that's nice. And then you have up and down wrist movement. So that's pretty cool. And then he comes with obviously the scepter, which is good. It comes with self shading as well. So yeah, that like kind of dark yellow there. You got blue all over. It's blue inside too. And then it's a little sharp here, so be careful. So yeah. But anyway, so it looks nice. You could use it as a weapon. I don't know what he uses it in the show, but this looks like a nice scepter. He also comes with 3 rats. You have one kind of running away rat, or a resting rat kind of, like on his shoulder, like right there. And then you have 2 kind of sitting rats, or resting rats with their tails curled under their bellies. So there's that, so you could wrap them around his wrist. But anyway, so these are nice detailed. You got white as teeth, and you got some black nose and black eyes, and then you got light colored ears with some dark colored ears to match the fur. And then you got some indents on the tail too, so it's kind of bumpy, so I do like that. Same thing for the other one. White teeth, black eyes, light in the ears, and dark gray outside the ears, and then nice bumpy tail too. So yeah, that's nice. Then he comes with a mutagen canister, which is alright. We've seen it before, but this one does not open at all, no matter how much you pull it. But I do like the detail on this though, with all the black lines showing different stuff. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Then he comes with a kind of pop canister, and then you could rest it on this, not gonna say holster, but just somewhere where you could have it like a satchel. But anyway, so the pop cans can come out, so you could have him throwing it or putting it back in the thing. So yeah, and it's like soft plasticky, so you could kind of move it around and it would be fine. So yeah, and that's all the accessories that the Rat King comes with. So now let's see a few poses and then scaling, and that will be it. And here I have a post of Vernon videoing Rat King with Leatherhead hostage, like part of an episode in the show where the Rat King did have Leatherhead hostage, and believed he showed Leatherhead the plan on mutating everyone into a rat. Then you have Vernon videoing him, but the Rat King is blocking the lens, so no one sees what's going on. And yeah, this was a pretty easy pose, really. None of the joints are tight, so it was easy to get them into this pose. And so now let's do 2 more poses and then move on to scaling. And here I have a pose of the Rat King posing at Vernon after he mutated into a were-rat. And then you have the 2 turtles, Mikey and Donnie, shocked that happened. And then, yeah. Anyways, though, this was a great pose. Fun to actually put the were-rat accessories on Vernon. And then the rats actually go easy on the Rat King, because I use nothing but their tails and balance, but there's not that much balance. But anyway, so this was a fun and easy pose that you could have done. And now let's do 1 more pose and then move on to scaling. And here I have is the Rat King standing with Splinter and Were-Rat Vernon on their knees, trying getting mind controlled by the flute that the Rat King comes with, because in the show I believe that's what he uses to control the rats. Anyways, though, I have the rats that come in this pack, and they're on Splinter, and 2 of them are on Rat King, and I have also Rat King holding Splinter's stick, so Splinter can't use his weapon while fighting. And then I just kind of have Vernon and Splinter basically kind of screaming and kind of in pain on getting mind controlled. This was kind of an easy pose, besides the Rat King kind of posing, because his ankles and kind of legs were kind of loose, and so he kind of kept falling like every 5 seconds. So I just put blue tack on the bottom of his feet, and that works pretty well. So now let's move on to scaling, and that would be the end of the video. And here I have is Rat King and Vernon standing next to Michelangelo and Leonardo from the Pizza Club wave. And this looks accurate because the turtles have always been shorter than any character minus Splinter, really. And I feel like that's accurate because Vernon's like a 25, 24-year-old, and Rat King looks like a pro wrestler, so he's taller than the 16-year-old turtles. But anyway, so I do like the accuracy and height with Neca, and it's always kind of what it would look like in the cartoon, and that's amazing. So anyways, let's do 2 more scalings, and then that will be it. And here I have is Rat King and Vernon standing next to Bebop and Rocksteady. And Bebop and Rocksteady are taller than Rat King and Vernon. As you can see there, that's Rat King is like maybe 2 centimeters shorter, and then you could see Vernon's like short, like you could tell. But anyways, though, accuracy is great in this line because obviously Bebop and Rocksteady are taller because they're bigger and got mutated with bigger animals. But anyway, so looks good. Obviously Vernon is smaller because he is just a human, and then Rat King is just a pro wrestler, looks like. But anyway, so let's do one more scaling, and that will be it. And here I have is Rat King and Vernon standing next to Leatherhead and Shredder. And this looks pretty great. You got Rat King and Leatherhead being the same height, Vernon being the shortest, and you also have Shredder being the tallest. And I feel like that is accurate from the cartoon. And anyway, so that is it. Thank you for watching this video. It really means a lot. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It would really help the channel out. And have a great rest of your day.